Hi everyone, welcome to Book Tips Tuesday, and today we're wrapping up a long drawn out tour of my bookshelf. I may have decided to divide these up and scatter them through some stuff but I just love books and I love sharing my shelf with people. And so we ended off actually last time with my Sarah Mitchells and my D. Hendersons back there, which if you remember the first one I said is sort these by author's last name. The Henderson books were where I could fit them when my sister gave them to because I'm running out of shelf space because I have these three shelves, and then my sister Rose actually expects to have some space for her stuff in the room, so yeah, I can't fill it all with books until I get married. So if you know a good guy who wants a really awesome girl because I need more bookshelf space, I mean, what better reason to get a sister married, right? No, really, I don't want her to go away, except if it's a really, really awesome guy. But besides the point, today we're gonna finish this up. This is my Nancy Mosher collection. She's one I haven't actually known that long. My mom's actually a big fan. Even though so I haven't read actually that many of hers. I've read this series. I don't even think that these ones are labeled as a series. These are older versions of these novels, but they're Ladies of History, A Mozart's Sister, and Washington's Lady. And I've also read, and I've read another one in the series. Oh yes, Just Jane. I loved that one too. That was a really good one. I really loved Washington's Lady. These are just so well researched, especially since I happen to know a little bit about Jane Austen's life and some about Martha Washington. It was really fun to see how many historical facts that were pulled in. Not that I'm an expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I really liked it. Mozart's Sister I kept because I really liked the series. The series was good and it was okay, but this one was really sad, and I don't particularly like sad books. It's actually why I also don't have one of Sarah Mitchell's books, and I always forget the title is the one I don't have because it was very sad. And I have Masquerade. A friend gave it to me. I think she gave it to me because she didn't like the outcome of the book. Or no, not the outcome. She just didn't like the book. But I was very blessed to get a copy anyway because I'm looking forward to reading it. Such a pretty cover. Okay, next up we have Catherine Palmer. I really like this series. I had gone through a time where I had been reading it felt like the same book over and over again. They just changed the titles because it's all really shallow romance with the same message, and I read nonfiction for a while, and I wasn't even sure if it was good. Read much fiction. I tried these Catherine Palmer. I really liked the series. I think I got a really good deal. I think these were on clearance somewhere. Oh, yep. Still clearance sticker on one of these. They're $1 a piece. I really liked Affectionate Adversary. The Bachelor's Bargain was okay. And I also liked The Courteous Cat. So, really good and okay. They are romances, but I really liked some of the Christian aspects brought out. Especially this one really made an impact because it's basically this girl who's trying to get rid of her fortune because she feels like money is going to be an evil and a downfall. And just coming to it's basically about biblical perspective on money. And since that's not one that people often talk about, nor if it sounds interesting, but the book made it sound interesting, I really liked it. Okay, so these are back here is a collection. I won't even go through all of these. These are a bunch of books that I haven't read that are waiting to be read. Various levels of interest. Oh, and there's one back there. I like that author, but I haven't read that one. I'll be interested to see. I haven't read this one either, Lizzie and Jane. I really love Dear Mr. Knightley. I started this one, and it was a little bit sad, and it was not the right time for me to start it, so I haven't finished it. I've actually met this author, which is why a couple of these are signed. Yes, be jealous. These are just really good Western feeling, and I've really, I haven't read this one, even though I got it signed and I had it before some of these, but I don't have to always make sense. This was the first one I read by her. She was at a writer's group that I was part of for a little bit. And I really loved this one. I was really impressed because while it's a romance, the main guy has some stuff in his past and he deals with it before he starts talking to the girl, which I really liked. I really liked this one too. It dealt with a little bit of racism and stuff because the main girl is Indian or half Indian. And it was I really liked this one. This one was okay. I kept it because it was part of the series. Not my favorite. All of them I have reviews for it on Goodreads. More stuff sticking out back here that is. Oh, actually, this one I found a reduced. I'm collecting this series. This is the only one I. Oh no, I have two. I think one of them's on Mom's shelf actually, but I really liked this series. The rest of that is stuff I'm reading. These are my Sarah Sandon books, and actually they're not my favorite of hers. This has only been my least favorite I've read of hers so far. Not that I hated it, but I'm slowly collecting hers because she is one of my favorite authors. So I have read some of her books. I've reviewed her books. I love her books, but those are what I have. This one actually won in a giveaway a few years back, and I read and reviewed it. It's really cute. It's a Christmas bracelet, and it's about this woman. She has a Christmas charm bracelet, and each chapter is about one of the charms on it, and you're kind of getting her life story, but it's not long and boring. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, and that was signed by the author too. These are the Rosanna White I have. I won these too. These are all signed by the author. I really, I used them as an example in in one of the earlier books, so videos. So you may have seen it. I really loved Ring of Secrets. It was very, I thought it was very unique main character actually. Surprisingly, I like a lot of the aspects of that one. I actually liked this one even more. Just a very intriguing aspects of that one. Didn't particularly care for this one. I actually don't remember what I rated it. I may have been a little bit mad when I rated it on Goodreads because of some aspects. I'm kind of neutral on it right now. But I still think it's a good add-on to the series. More books I haven't read to read, and one book that's falling from the top because I had to put it behind. I think some of my Karen Wittermeyer books are out because I know I have Stealing the Preacher, and I think I have one other. But I really like some of her earlier stuff. The last book I read for her, not so much. But I did like this series. It actually has Regina Jennings, who I had one. I like her, Carol Cox, Mary Coonley. This one was fun. I got to take this one to the book fair that I was at in 2015, and both Regina Jennings and Karen Wittermeyer signed it. So sometime I'll meet Mary Kinley and Carol Cox, hopefully, and get them to sign that so that they're all in that book. This is actually a book I also won. I haven't read it yet, so we'll see how that goes. It's The One Who Sees. It's actually a retelling of the story of Hagar. Alright, so we're finishing up here, and these I'm going to go fairly rapidly through, I think, because really honestly, these are, that was interesting. Okay, up here I have, these are just some random teas that I have that just needed a home, and so that I had that box in the spot for it there. My mom got this for me after finishing a different kind of courage. So at Hobby Lobby, I love that store. And she also got me this little stone that says courage on it. So that's a word that's meant a lot to me since that book. And this is probably one of the most important ones here. It's Christy. This book meant a lot to me. I read it first when I was 15. I would not recommend it to every 15-year-old. There's a lot of very mature content. I have a review on my blog and on Goodreads, and you can actually go search it. and it tells you some specific things to look out for, but I was deeply impacted. This is like, if anybody asked me what my favorite fiction book of all time, yes, is at the top of the list. I actually want to reread it this year because I really liked it, and still do. This is actually a set that I collect slowly. There are these children's classics, and they have illustrations, and I remember this. This is the first one I got. I got this. This was a copy Mom had, and she gave it to me because I read it aloud to my sisters. That was really fun. I bought this one because I was really into knights and stuff, and this just has some cool illustrations, and it's really pretty. And so I got this, and I also have Three Musketeers. I also haven't read it, but it, like I said, I collect a set a little bit, and this, though maybe not very pretty, my dad read this book aloud to us, and I really like. One of the cool things is this one is, I guess it would be called annotated, because I really like it. It has like explanations of things in here and little pictures, because the author of this was very into nature and mechanical stuff. There's pictures of the different animals that they see, and like pictures of things. Like, I know one of the things I remember is very early on, they're talking about barrels from the ship, and they're like, oh, well, a barrel would actually, oh, here it is, a barrel would hold 140 gallons, so it was about the size of a man, and so it was like giving you a really good idea of what it was. So I really like this book, but I also really like this edition of it, Educator Classic Library. It's complete and unabridged and illustrated. So, and then we come to the last part of my fiction shelf. I know we're running a little over, so we're going to go through this pretty fast. A picture of me and Michaela, my book buddy. We read a lot of the same books. We like a lot of the same stuff, and we take an insane amount of selfies together. High Speed on High Places. I really like this book. It's really sweet allegory. Kind of in the same vein of Pilgrim's Progress type of allegory, you know. My Jane Austen collection is, I have a really pretty copy of Pride and Prejudice, Mansfield Park, Northanger Abbey, and Emma. I actually really like this. I would like to get all of the Jane Austens in this set, because they're very nice and readable. They have little bookmarks with them, and I really liked it. So someday I'll exchange these for that set. I have a few Alcott books that these were copies people in my family were getting rid of. Ooh, good. I actually need this as Under the Lilacs. I'm reading with a friend. And then this is a series of books I got. Some of these are fiction, some are not. And these are, I found these at the library, at the thrift store. I bought them. They're a classics library. And I just I got this one, The Works of Jane Austen. This has Sensibility and Pride and Prejudice in it. When I read Sensibility earlier this year, this is what I read out of. I have the poems of Longfellow, the Christmas stories of Dickens, works of Benjamin Franklin, works of Gilbert and Solomon, and poems of Browning. Most of these I've not read. I picked them up because I was interested in some of this, and it was a good deal. So now you have seen what is on my fiction shelf over here. At some point, we'll go into my nonfiction shelf and my homeschooled author shelf. But I think this has been enough for a few weeks. I hope you've enjoyed it. Comment below and tell me about your bookshelf, whether you enjoyed this, how soon you want, tour of the other bookshelves. And I really appreciate you watching. Stay tuned for next week's Book Tips Tuesday.